Norman Parke before KSW 47. Norman, it is very nice to meet you here in Poland again.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
We are seeing each other at KSW at Fight Exclusive Night and so on and so on. So we've talked about Fight Exclusive Night. So let's just shut this thing and talk about KSW. My first question is regarding to your post at Facebook connected with Marcin Billman. What was the idea of it?
It was just a bit of fun, bit of crack, you know. Back home, it's like a bit of fun. That's the way we do it. And it's true, if I do see him, I'm going to. But I know he's not going to be there. He's going to hide out of the way. But if he is there, I'm going to. Should have brought my son over, and he would slap him out of the. But maybe he'll be in Boris' corner. I'm not too sure. But he ain't going to help Boris with anything. Nobody's going to help Boris.
I saw that you wrote there on Facebook that you are going to give KSW tickets for the person who will tell you where the Marcin Billman is. It was your idea?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, maybe a little bit KSW, maybe. But I just thought it was a bit of fun too, you know, just to see where the wee smug is. But I know he's not going to come. Well, if he comes, then fair play. If he comes up and says, here, I'm sorry, really sorry for what I did. I shouldn't have threw sucker punch. You know, I throw a dirty one when you're not looking. You know, people throw dirty one when you're not looking, you know. So if he comes up and says, I'm very, very sorry, I will never do anything like that again, then I'll say, okay, and then still slap him. But let's forget about him. We're here to talk about Boris. Yeah. Boris is going to, and is on my mind.
Okay, about Borys. As I see, your trash talk between you and Mateusz Gamrot and the trash talk between you and Borys is quite different. You are showing a lot of more respect for Borys. Why?
Just a little bit. He never really said too much about me. He said some things that I never agreed with. He just said that I think when we had this interview with the other guy, he said about I couldn't really hear the translation, but what I picked up was he said you were he thinks that I was ready to quit the fight, and I'm like, dude, the only person that quits fights you, not me. I don't quit in fights. You know, maybe I've been submission like years ago, but look at all my recent fights against top level fighters. I don't quit in the fights. And many times I've been tired in fights, very, very tired. In Brazil, very tired. But I could have laid down and just be like, oh, get me out of there, like Boris did against Soldate. So I'm not quitting the fight. There's no chance. He never even. Mateusz don't even hit hard, you know. He's not a hard puncher. It's just like pit, pat, pat in the same spot. So there's no problem to fight him. Like I don't really see any danger fighting him. I'm more dangerous for him than he is for me, to be honest. So, and I still believe that if I made the right weight in 5 rounds, I think my style could crush him in 5 rounds. I think I could make him quit in 5 rounds, get him tired, very, very tired. He gets frustrated. You know, after he fight with me, he fight Sully, and then he fight jiu-jitsu guy. I don't know his name. Herbst.
Herbst.
Yeah. So like, no problem. Take them guys down, control. But when he can't do this, then he played the game. So you just got to put 2 and 2 together to see that. And he's got his Polish fans that would say other things. Look at your face. Fair enough. Tomato face, they say. Nothing. He don't punch hard. And then, you know, you get the other side saying, on my side saying, yeah, he was ready to quit. So, but, you know, if he's there in his corner, fair, you know, whatever. Still going to just focus on Boris. Because I believe Boris thinks this is easy matchup. You know, he thinks I'm an easy matchup for him. But I think he's going to find out real quick I'm not going to be lighter as he thinks that I am. He thinks I'm going to be lighter than him. He's smaller than me. I think he's lighter than me too. I'm going to be bigger than him. So I feel like I'm better than him everywhere. I think I'm better striker than Boris. I think I'm better, stronger grinder than Boris. Better heart than Boris. And but I'm expecting Boris to become strong. You know, let's see what Boris comes out and fight. So. He said something about he thinks about knockout fight, which is just ridiculous to even talk about that because that's stupid, you know. That's stupid to even say that. He's just kind of ego thing saying that, you know. And I think the fight's going to be, we'll go out to see, feel each other out a little bit. But I'm prepared for him to come aggressive. You know, we know all scenarios. Like, I visualised it every way, and I can see me throwing kick and hurting him with kick. I can see me really hurting him and doing damage to him. That's what I can visualise. And I'm not going to kill myself making weight. So this is easy weight cut for me, because Boris said to me, after we go to do the interviews, he looked at me and says, "What weight are you, Norman?" He looked at me like this, "What weight are you?" He looked nervous. I says, "I'm 84 kilos. "Oh, you got to cut 7 kilos? How'd you do this?" I says, "This is easy. This is only Monday." Well, back then, Monday. I says, "Weigh-in is Friday. You know, so no, he's obviously questioning what weight I am, so he's nervous, you know, so there's pressure on him. No pressure on me. I said, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't give a fuck what happens, because at the end of the day, the pressure's on you. You got to prove yourself. I'm here getting what I'm worth. You know, he still thinks in his mind I'm here just to get the money, but we'll see when we're in there. I'm here to fucking put my fist in his face. That's what I'm here to do.
What do you think about this fight with Borys? Because when I see it, when I look at it, I think that Borys is thinking that there is a pressure on him because of the fight, because of the coming back, not because of you as an opponent. Is he underestimating you?
I think so, yep. I said to him, you thought, he keeps saying to himself, I'm not fighting Duplessis.
Duplessis, yeah.
I'm not fighting him, so I'm fighting Norman. It's easier fight. He's smaller. He's not strong puncher. He's maybe just a better grinder, that type of thing. And I was like, that's it. Just keep feel good about this, you know. But he doesn't realise that I'm not going to be killing myself making weight. I'm going to be fresh. I'm bigger than him. I'm stronger. I feel I'm stronger. I think he's got fake muscle because he's full of steroids, you know. He likes wee special supplements and stuff like this. They all do. Him and Gamrot, they like special supplements, and that's mental thing. They need this. It's fake strength, not real strength. Real strength's inside, you know. And Boris is a little bit like Gamrot, you know. If a fight doesn't go his way, he freaks out. But whenever he's in control, then they're good, you know. But I've been back and forth fights loads of times. And I says to him, if the lad beats me fair and square, I'll shake his hand. But I don't want any of this dirty games played, you know. Like his boyfriend Gamrot did. I don't want no dirty games played, and if there's any games played, dirty fouls done, there's nothing done, I'll never fight in KSW ever again. Never ever will I fight again if there's a foul done and there's nothing done about it. So, but I'm only confident anyway, just in punching him in the face and just good striking battle. I'm ready for striking battle, wrestling battle, everything. And Boris is tough. He's beat some good boys, so he has too. And yeah, there is pressure on him, you know, pressure with all the coming back, you know, people question, how is he after getting beat up by Soldic, you know. But Soldic is a big lad, he's a big unit. Soldic is, you know, way heavier than Boris, and he's probably way heavier than me too, so but every fighter's got different you know, different strengths too, you know, and I think he's underestimated me a bit in this fight, so I'm not really thinking anything about him, to be honest. I'm just happy that I'm not killing myself making weight. I'm just going to turn up like any other day and fight. Like I've did this more times than him, so, and he's only fought in Poland. I fought all over the world, so it's like, it's just nothing to me. Just let's fight.
When I hear what you are saying during the interviews, I think that Mateusz Gamrot is still on your mind. You're still looking at him and hoping for a third time, for a third chance to fight with him.
You don't know, you never know. For KSW, it was better benefits for them too, you know, not just me. I don't give a fuck about fighting him again, because I think he just play.
Okay, let's say, but you would like to punch him.
I would love, of course, I would love to punch him in the face. Make the proper weight. Like, I fucked up, never made the weight. So if I made the weight right, and 5 rounds against him, I'll fight him. And I don't need to fight him there. And I'll fight him in Poland, right in where he's from, wherever he lives. I'll fight him right in there, no problem. And I'll make him quit inside 5 rounds. I think my style will make him tire out, because when he gets tired, you know, he can take boys down and control them, and then that's him relaxed, you know. But if he can't do that, he's forced to just do something he don't like doing. He's not really a striker. Even though he's like awkward striker, he's more very good jiu-jitsu and good strong wrestling. but I knew he wouldn't take me down. And if he did take me down, I would go to pop up and just keep in his face. And this is a very tough fight, someone for like me for him. So, but then again, I go out and what if I go out here and smash Borys? You know, smash him. What if I go out and finish Borys first round? You know, I've never finished a fight in a long time. What if I go out here and smash Borys in the first round? That's a big statement. You know, maybe to fight with Soldic, maybe. You know, that's his possibility. But I can see myself fighting Gamrot again one time. I can see this fight happening again somewhere down the line. But prove after this fight, I win this fight, I'm on 3-fight win streak. And now, prior to UFC, after UFC, that will be 6 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest. And the 1 loss and the 1 no contest, all controversy against the cheating guy. So, whatever way you want to put it. Some other fights I had close fights, but I never trained right for these fights. So them boys, I could give them rematch, no problem if they wanted. The boys that thought that I had a close fight, Paul Redmond, I had a close fight with Paul Redmond, and that's a deserved rematch there. But I never really trained much for that fight too, so I would do that rematch and no problem. And also, but I feel like I'm a lightweight fighter, but it's very tough making weight, you know, and it's on your mind and then your back, your inside organs. It's not good that there. It would take years off your life. So.
You're an experienced fighter and you've got this weight cutting a lot of out behind you, so maybe your body is saying no just for this.
Maybe, but I would, if the fight was ever to happen with Matthew again, I would go and, I don't call him Matess, I like to call him Matthew, you know. It's like a more subtle name, you know, for him. Hello, Matthew.
Okay. Norman, I can say that you are having a lot of fans here in Poland. Tell me,
I heard that.
Yeah, tell me, are you feeling this that they are really rooting for you in this fight?
I can feel it too. I feel it starting to swing. At the start, I was like, the impression I got was that they all thought I was scared to fight Borys. You know, that's all the impression. No, you don't want to, because they offered me to fight Borys before Christmas, like before I went to Bellator. They offered me, and I asked for just a little bit more money, and then they said no, and then I just says, fuck it then, forget it. I'm not going to, you know. And it was just that there. They think they goes, you're scared to fight Borys. I'm scared to fight Borys. Yep, very, very scared. Do you see any fear in my eye to fight Borys? I walk up into Borys and I said to Borys at the open workouts, I says, what are you talking about? I says, we're not in front of camera. I says, here, and Vots was there in the middle. I says, what you got to say? I says, you talking shit about me saying I'm scared. I says, here, how am I scared of you? I says, look at you little juice head. I says, your mind's fucked. I says, and I'm going to finish you off. You know, I won this fight against you. You need to go back and reconsider everything, maybe drop back to lightweight, the good way, you know.
Okay, Norman, tell me please about the KSW fight card. Is there any fighter on this card that you are rooting for?
To watch the fight?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, loads of it. Phil de Vries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Norkun too, you know, he's a young silent killer, but I like Phil because Phil's been through a lot too, you know, and he's came over a lot of stuff, and he's on a good win streak here too, you know. He's on like 4 or 5 fight win streak, and he took out the Polish knockout hammer, we called him, because my coach said, you know, this guy likes to be the hammer, you know, but once he's the nail, you know, once he's the nail, he can quit. That's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. Phil won. Phil beat him, and I think he won the belt off this guy, and then. Because he was big underdog against that guy, you know, he was knocking everyone out, and then Phil knocked him out, took him down and knocked him out, and then Phil defended the belt in England against Beardorf, which is a good win, submitted Beard, you know, that's a good win too, and now Norkun stepping up to fight Phil for the belt, which is I'm really looking forward to that fight, and then also the judo Olympian. Ishii, I like because he's judo, you know. I come from judo background, so I'm looking forward to seeing him fighting Fernando Jr. Rodriguez. So that'll be a good fight. Maybe leaning a little bit towards Ishii with his grappling and his judo, but you know, one strike with them boys, it could be all over. And who else is fighting? The Polish Zombie. Yep. I like the Polish Zombie from Ultimate Fighter, so I talk to him sometimes on Instagram. He's a good kid too, I like him, so he was meant to fight another guy, but the guy got injured, so another guy stepping in. But I'm interested to see that fight. And then Pudzianowski, I was just chatting to Pudzianowski in there, telling him about when we were younger. We used to, me and a few of my cousins, we used to sit and watch it. We were like 13, 14. We used to watch it and we'd be like, let's pick someone who's going to win the strongest man. I was like, I'm picking him straight away because he was like six pack, everything. He was like bodybuilder but strongman. And I was like, I'm going for this guy. And they're like, oh no, rock, paper, scissors to see who gets him. And so I end up getting him and he wins the thing anyway. Everyone knew he was going to win it. And so for him to step away from that sport and come across here, like not many boys will do that, you know. So respect to him, and he's a nice guy. He's got good English very, very good.
Yes.
And he looks in good shape for this. I says this is the best looking shape I've saw him in the last few fights.
He's looking like this since 20 years. I don't know,
Yeah,
and maybe
I know.
he will be for the next 20 years.
I know,
think.
but like some his recent fights is like a little bit chunkier or a little bit more hair on him. But now he's just ripped even more. You can see it on his arms, everything. So that's going to be a good fight. That's going to be a good fight too. And I'm looking. I thought all the fights are pretty exciting, to be honest.
What do you think about women MMA? What do you watch women? Do you like watching women in the cage?
Of course, of course.
Well, it's not so obvious because when I talk with other fighters, they are also sometimes telling me that they don't like watching women fighting because they are always curious if just they think that it's not a good idea for women to fight. They should have doing some other stuff, not fighting.
I understand. Like women should be housewife, do this, no boxing. Like all the man does this. No, you got equal rights. You know, and man no different for a woman no different for a man. So for like women can join the army. You know, they think.
What do you think about technical level of the MMA fighting, women fighting in MMA?
Some girls are a lot better than other girls, for sure. But good publicity for the sport too. It gets more eyes on it, so you have to start somewhere. You know, so I think it's a good thing. I watch the women fights, not all the fights, but certain ones who I follow. I'll definitely like Cyborg. I like Cyborg, Amanda Nunes. Ariane Lipski fought for KSW. She went to UFC. Like I watch certain girl fighters, and like it was Ronda Rousey before this because she was judo. I liked her.
Your favorite?
Favorite woman fighter? It was Ronda Rousey, and then she left, and I kind of just obviously she's not fighting no more. She's doing WWE. Now it went to Amanda Nunes. I like Amanda. I like Cyborg too for the fact that Cyborg never, you know, for the promotion she fights in UFC, that she never really got much love from him. I felt, you know, I don't know, maybe it's because maybe they want a real glamour girl, you know, she kind of looks like pure mean. They want real glamour girl, you know, so they can promote more. So I don't like this too much. It's not fair, I think, because she's been fighting for years and she's an animal. And then Amanda Nunes but I always liked Amanda Nunes before this, and she's a killer, you know. So that's probably my favorite fighter at the minute, Amanda Nunes, girl fighter.
When you look at the fighters from KSW, do you see any future in UFC for some of them?
For KSW?
When you watch fighters from KSW, do you see some future for UFC?
Yeah, a few guys. The little guy, featherweight guy who's fighting on next one, the French dude.
Salahadin Parnas.
How do you pronounce it?
Salahadin. Some people say Saladin, and I was talking with his friend, and he told me that it's Salahadin.
Salahadin, yeah. He's a good guy. I like him. You know, he's very fast, sharp, explosive. I know he's like not finished fights, but exciting fights, and he's very, very good. So potentially he could go in the next few fights. Featherweight he is, and I know Matthew has featherweight title too, so maybe, you know, I don't know, that could be a tough fight for him. Matthew would be a tough fight for someone like him. But you don't know, like this young kid's quick and fast and explosive, but Matthew grabs the legs, takes boys down, it's more him, he can control guys like this on the ground. But if the young kid wins, that's him 10-0. What is he, like 10-0? 11, yeah. So he wins here, he's like 4-0 in KSW. maybe he's probably number one prospect that I see it could go there.
And what about Soldic? Because a lot of fans see Soldic in UFC. How do you see it?
Soldic is animal, yeah. Soldic is a big. He's another big muscular guy too. He's a big unit. He's a beast, so. And this guy's a finisher, you know. He's like knockout, goes for the kill. He don't like play. He don't play because he's got power, you know. Like if you have certain power puncher guys, tend to be more aggressive, you know.
And what about Tomasz Narkun?
Narkun, yeah, there's a possibility he gets past Big Phil. If he can beat Big Phil, he's like beat Mamad 2 times. He's beat Phil, former UFC guy, Mamad legend too. So. Big possibility, and he's young. He's like 26, 27, something like this. So he's very young. So you got Soldic, you got Narkun, and then you got the little French dude. So there's 3 prospects there. But as much as I like Narkun. He's a good guy. I'm going for Phil to win the fight. I got to support the boy 100%. Yeah, he's a lot of people. He's say underdog, you know. So. But I think Phil's good frame of mind now, you know, he's in a good place and stuff like this, so I believe that he can get the job done. Like not one fuck's given. Again, like he goes and fights all over the place, like he's been Japan, Brazil, USA, fought tough fights too. Most of the boys that's in the KSW, a lot of them have fought just in Poland, you know. So it's always good to get experience fighting all over the world before you go to the big shows like that. But KSW is a big promotion. I like KSW because I was going to stay with KSW until the Bellator, and I just a little bit more money, just a little bit more, and then it never happened. But then I'm glad it actually worked out that I got back here again. So this is a big fight, good drama fight. You know, if you watch all the views on the fights on me and Borys, our views are way up here. My friend says to me in there, he said to look at the views compared to yours than all other people. I'm not too much into that. I don't give a shit too much about that, but I understand it. People are really tuning in to watch this fight because they think, oh, Norman's going to get smashed. Oh, Norman's moving up. He's going to be stronger. Borys is, how's he going to react after coming beat by Soldic and not beaten, like brutalised, you know? So all these things, emotions are there, but I don't give a fuck about that. I only think about myself. When I step in there, I'm just doing me every time I'm coming. I'm going to march forward, I'm going to stand up, chin down, I'm going to bang with you, no problem. Because I think my conditioning is going to be a little bit better now, moving up. But to fight someone like Soldic, for me, say I smash Borys and fight Soldic, for me, Soldic is a tougher fight for both guys, you know, for Borys, for me, yeah. Duplus, tougher fight for me, tougher fight for Borys. But for Borys, I'm easier fight, he says, you know. But then for him, he's easier fight for me out of these 2 guys. So it's like, let's see what the talk's all about then. Let's finish it off because I'm coming to fight. Let's see who takes a step back, you know.
As I understand, your contract with KSW is not for 1 fight, but for more.
Yeah, it's more fights. Yeah, more fights.
We can say that you are staying here in Poland for longer.
Yep, I'll be here. You got to see my ugly mug for the next whatever. And I like it. I do. I like Poland. Poland support very good in Poland. I like that. I got good support back home too. But in general, like Polish fans support mixed martial arts together. Like look at all the KSW in Dublin, all Polish people. You know, like just imagine like it was promoted better in our country with a proper promoter. Then like more people would get involved. But I get a lot of support here. I like that.
Okay, so Norman, I can see that you are in a great shape and have a great mood. So I wish you a great fight. We are seeing each other tomorrow at the weigh-ins and then at the fight at KSW 47. Just say something to your fans here in Poland and tell them to watch your fight.
Oh yeah, all the Polish fans, they thank you for the support. I believe when I signed the fight, I was like, oh, Borys. But now it's like 50-50. Like people, lots of people like you, other media people say like lots of fans here. And I thought at the start of just playing a wee game just to say this here for me to keep talking to Borys. But I can see that there's a lot of fans here and I appreciate it. And I'm going to just do what I do, come march forward and fight. Like you can't really give any more than that there. Just come and put on a good fight and that's it. Fight till the death. See who quits first.
We'll see. Thank you very much.
Thank you.